Hey guys, it's Nicole and I am here on a Wednesday video. So I decided that I wanted to continue working through a 6x6 pad class. It's a class that was put out from Scrapbook Generation and it's just downloadable, and it's sketches and different lessons kind of on how to break down your 6x6 papers. And I've done another layout using this class on the Crafty Maven channel, and I have some on my channel as well. So if you're looking for stuff like that, I would definitely go back and find those videos. I will not be sharing the sketch, so what I'm going to do instead is show you, this is a layout that I made the first time that I did the class and went through all 11 or 12 sketches. I can't remember how many there are right now. So this layout was very close to what the sketch actually showed. It showed 3 6x6 papers. My photos were the same size as was depicted in the sketch, and then a lot of my elements are in the same areas. For today, I only have 3 photos, and I don't really, it bothers me for my personal preference to take the landscape of a double page layout for something like 3 photos. When I was originally going through the class, this layout bugged me to no end, even months later, because to me it just kind of felt like, well, if I was doing this on my own, I would have put all 4 photos on one page and only have made one page. But for the point of the class, I stuck very closely to the sketches the first round that I did it. So this time I am mixing it up and doing what is going to work for me. So in this instance, I've only got 3 photos, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the sketch for the class and turn it into a single page layout. So I have, at this point, I just have my photos picked out. I have this 6x6 pad that I felt like would work, and I don't think I have any of the other pieces for this collection. I do have to look. I think I only purchased the 6x6 pad. So I may have to just pull from other Simple Stories collections. Their colors do overlap. So I will look through my stash for things like letter stickers. But some of the patterns in here I'm hoping I can kind of cut down and use as embellishments. I miss the way that they used to do their 6x6 pads, where they would include shrunk down versions of their cut apart sheets, and those were perfect for little touches here and there. Like an example would be, this is an older Simple Stories line, and one of the cut aparts was the bingo cards. So I cut 2 of those to use as embellishments on my page. So I kind of wish they still did that. So I'm gonna just go through everything and hope that I can find something from this collection. If not, I'll just go to some of the other collections that have some similar colors and go from there. To get started, I went through that 6x6 pad and pulled out 3 patterns that I decided I wanted to use, and then I just went through my Simple Stories stash and found this light blue pattern that was from one of their basic packs. And then I'm not measuring my photos, I'm basically just cropping out different things in the background that I don't need in the photo, because I really want to be able to fit all 3 of them across one single layout. I'm working with a 2-page sketch that I'm converting into a single. So once I trimmed my photos down to sizes that were going to work for the 12-inch span, I went and grabbed some vellum, and I'm going to use the vellum to map my photos. When I'm going across multiple patterns with my photos, I like them to stand out and I like them to be cohesive with each other. So my go-to is typically like white, cream, or vellum paper behind them. So in this instance, I went for vellum because I didn't want it to be stark white. And then I'm inking the edges of all of the papers and even the vellum in some vintage photo distress ink. And that's, again, just going to kind of help make everything look cohesive. And this was another layout that I kept pretty simple and pretty basic on purpose. This layout's going into my sister's album, so I didn't personally have a story to tell. My sister's not the type of person to have like an emotional story that she wants included on something like this. So I will probably just end up adding like a label or some blank strips later when I go to give it to her, and she can add any information that she wants to. Once I got those 6x6 papers down and my photos, now I am sort of deviating away from the sketch, and this is typical of what I do. I'm still keeping in line with the fact that on the sketch, when you're looking at where they have placed the title, the journaling, and the embellishments, everything is sort of scattered from the upper left corner to the lower right corner. So I'm still keeping that in mind as I'm doing my own thing. So I took the leftover pieces of vellum that I had and a wonky cloud border punch, and I just punched some strips, left them the width that they were, and I'm gluing those so that they're butted up against my photos. And then I'm taking my trimmer and I'm trimming 2 very skinny strips of another Simple Stories Basics paper. This one was like a golden yellow, and it did have a large tone-on-tone stripe on one side and polka dots on the other, but by the time I'm trimming it down to a very thin strip, it's pretty much just going to be read as almost like a solid. And I will do this a lot where I like having sort of like a defined edge or a break between different elements on my pages, and my go-to is usually a super skinny strip of cardstock. And I went ahead and inked the edges of that as well. And then I just pulled out a bunch of stickers from Simple Stories because I knew that the color tones were going to match regardless of what line the stickers were from. And then these are some Kiwi Lane design photo templates. Basically, they're just a heavy, clear plastic material. Well, not super clear, but enough that you could see your photo through it if you were using them to crop your photos. A lot of times I use them as placeholders when I am designing layouts or sketches, and then this is pretty much what I use them a lot for, is to line up letter stickers. I do not like messing with letter stickers. If I had to put them on my page just straight from the sticker sheet, they would be crooked, they would be a mess, the spacing would be horrible. So what I like to do is I will take a little bit of extra time to line them up on the edge of something like this. A lot of times I have used a ruler, I've used a scratch piece of vellum, I've used like the paper that you tear off of like glue dots. Whatever's available is what I will use. And then what I do is when I figure out where I want them, I will rub the top of the letter down really, really good, fold it back, and sort of peel away the template that I'm using to hold it on, and then just push the bottom of the letters down with my finger. I feel like it's so much easier than transferring them over from something like wax paper. I've never been a fan of the wax paper trick. It's never worked for me. This, I like being able to just hold the top half of the letters down with my finger and sort of yank the template out, and I'm good to go. And then I just had to go back and get the dot for the eye. And then I just went through some more Simple Stories like snaps and basic stickers and just grabbed things like tabs and labels. This one I decided to add a couple staples on there, and then I already had this sheet of phrase stickers from Authentique. Looks like the line was called Dictation, and I just kind of keep them out of my desk all the time, and it's more of just like a filler as far as something cute to add to the page. I try not to get up and go looking for more things. In this case it was like, I just want to get it done. I don't want it to be over the top. I just want a little bit of here and there. So then I just grabbed some enamel dots in colors that coordinated with the papers that I was using, and that was pretty much it. I just kept with the design elements from the sketch and sprinkled those going from the upper left to the lower right, mimicking what they had shown in the double page sketch. And then I just added one more of those little phrase stickers, and that was it. So thank you. So thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe to the Crafty Maven Getaway. My link below for my personal channel is provided in the description box, and be sure to check out the channel for all the other YouTubers on the design team.